From battlefield to ballfield, NYTimes.com. Homepage. Today's paper video most popular edition, US/global. Search all NYTimes.com. The opinion pages. World US. NY/region business technology science health sports opinion editorials columnist contributors letters the public editor global opinion. Arts style travel jobs real estate autos. TIS September 13, 2013, 3:57 p.m. From Battlefield to Ballfield by George B. Kirsch. TIS follows the Civil War as it unfolded. The fratricidal struggle between the Union and the Confederacy had a profound and often tragic impact on Northern society, but after the initial shock, people began to return to some semblance of a normal life, including sports. Although membership in baseball and cricket clubs and the number of games declined sharply during the first year of combat, the revival of baseball but not yet of cricket began in 1862. Most of the men on the first nines of the premier clubs were able to avoid military service, but a few of them risked their lives by enlisting in state regiments. Still, by the second year of the war, championship competition among the leading clubs of Manhattan, Brooklyn and northern New Jersey attracted large crowds of spectators and increased coverage by daily newspapers and weekly sporting journals. By the summer of 1863, renewed economic prosperity, fueled mainly by federal military spending, and encouraging news of Union military victories boosted baseball higher in public favor. And by the end of that year the leading clubs of Boston and Philadelphia had adopted the New York City rules of baseball. Before the war the game was played in different ways in different places, further strengthening the sport's standing as a national pastime. But even as baseball prospered during the latter part of the war, and even as fans poured in to watch the games, the war remained constant in the background. As baseball players marched off to war in the spring of 1861, civilian anxieties focused on battlefield news, and interest in playful contests naturally waned. 2 months after the first shots at Fort Sumter, the New York Clipper editorial noted that in New York City the war has knocked sports out of business, and thrown a damper on every little amusement we heretofore enjoyed so well. That summer and in 1861 that journal reported, many of our friends have enlisted in the defense of the Union, while those that remained, lacked the spirit to indulge in those recreations so rife among us in former seasons. Several clubs disbanded and others scheduled fewer practice days and first 9 inter-club contests. The Atlantics of Brooklyn did not inaugurate the 1861 season until August 11 and played only 7 matches that year, compared with 16 in 1860. Their arch-rivals, the Excelsiors, did not play a single formal match against another club that year, with slim attendance on their grounds on practice days. Joseph Leggett's departure with the 13th New York Regiment dealt a severe blow to the Excelsiors, because, according to the Clipper, he was the life and soul of the club. 90 of his fellow club's members also enlisted under the colors of the Union Army. The problem wasn't limited to New York. In Boston, James Woolf Lovett recalled, in 1861 the Civil War burst and many baseball plans were disarranged thereby, some of the players enlisting upon the first call for troops, and during the war's progress upwards of 50 members of Boston's clubs were to be found in Uncle Sam Frank's Library of Congress. The Philadelphia Athletics played the Brooklyn Atlantics in Philadelphia, 1865. Yet despite the hardships and distractions of wartime, die-hard club officials and players kept their favorite pastime alive during the trying times of 1861. At year's end the Clipper reflected on the sport's resiliency in the New York region. The game has too strong a foothold in popularity to be frowned out of favor by the lowering brow of grave accent worm-visaged war, and if any proof were needed that our national game is a fixed institution of the country, it would be found in the fact that it has flourished through such a year of adverse circumstances as those that marked the season of 1861. 1862 began with more setbacks, as the 2 leading teams in Newark, then J, came close to suspending play because so many of their men had enlisted in state regiments. But baseball's prospects brightened in Boston, when a visit by the Excelsiors of Brooklyn in July stirred excitement among Boston's ball-playing fraternity and resulted in the adoption of the New York rules over the Massachusetts game. College students also fielded active nines during the war. Undergraduate teams at Princeton and Harvard defeated local junior and senior clubs. In New York City students played baseball at St. John's College at Rose Hill, now Fordham, Manhattan College, Columbia, New York University and the Free Academy, now